the sword of truth I stand and fight. In the armor of God my future is bright. Sharpened like steel by His word I'm made. In the battle of faith I'll never be swayed. The blade of His love cuts through the lies. With the strength of the Savior I rise, I rise, I rise.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Bubba's EDC. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Sunday afternoon here. Had a good church service this morning, and we had a rehearsal this afternoon for a skit we're going to be putting on come October at our youth banquet we're hosting. So had our first little rehearsal today. It was pretty good. Yeah, gonna be a good time. But I hope y'all had a good weekend thus far. Relaxing, I hope. I spent the majority of yesterday, my son and I, at the church working. We got a new piano, so we were running wires under the platform and then building the stand for the piano, and then routing everything in the soundboard. It's not like old school. These new digital ones, it's not just plug and go. You got to route things, and you have so many more options, but that's so many more possibilities to screw up or get completely lost. So yeah. So thankfully it has a feature where you can save on a flash drive your settings, and then if you screw up, you just recall that setting. So I did that at least two times, probably three times yesterday, and that saved my butt. Let me tell you, I spent a couple hours like this, just pouring sweat, stressed, because it wasn't making sense. Truly. So I'm gonna tell y'all, maybe y'all think the way I think. So we hooked the new piano up as stereo, so that's a right and a left, so it's the same on both sides. I mean, the church is stereo, but we only ever had one output coming out of the piano, and then we were splitting it, so it wasn't a true stereo. So we did true stereo. So when I went to the setting to change it to stereo, it said mono, so I hit the button for those two inputs for the piano, and it showed stereo. Well, then he only gets one ear. I'm confused. I'm so confused, like back and forth. And I must have turned mono and back and forth, I don't know how many times, but for whatever reason, maybe his headphones weren't in when he was listening, our piano player. Well, finally, I turned it where it said I hit stereo and it went to mono. He said, I can hear out of both ears. It says mono. Why does that work? But sure enough, so I don't know if it's you hit the word mono to make it mono, and then it shows stereo, and you hit stereo to make it stereo, but it shows mono. To me, that's reverse psychology, reverse theology. I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. So if any of y'all are sound guys, God bless sound people. It's a lot of work, man. But anywho, quick little mail call. Two mail calls. One small one, one big one. So I had done a sticker swap. Is that right? No, I had done a trade with Tim over at That Bearded Knife Guy. Well, when I did the trade, his stickers weren't in yet. So he sent me some stickers. Awesome sticker. So he sent me two, but you can see I have three because I purchased something off his eBay store, and he used one to seal the bubble mailer, and it peeled right off, and so now I got three. So also from him, I got this off his eBay store, little 30T. So I did not have this one. I have the 6 and I have the 5, the green 5. So I would love to get the brown 5. So now I've got the 3. So at this point, since I've got 3 of these OTs, and I've got an 8 OT, the Stockman, at this point I need to get all of them, all the lockbacks. So I'm gonna have to look up a list and see what the list is, what all they have, because I don't remember. But it's a cool little one. It does have a pin crack, which him and I had talked about, which is weird. I don't think I've ever seen that on the saw cut Delrin from Schrade before, but that's fine. He had a killer deal on it on his eBay store, so I grabbed it. So very cool. So Tim, thank you for that, bud. I had liked it, and he had sent me an offer on it, and it was too good to pass up. So I messaged him. I'm like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, I was hoping you'd get that." I guess maybe he sent it to everybody who was watching. I don't know how eBay works like that. I've sold stuff on eBay, but I've never understood how those offers and stuff work. So very cool. Appreciate that, Tim. I just love the brown saw cut Delrin, don't you? I know you can't respond right now, but I'm sure you do. It's just classic. It's just classic. Now, I do think there's a little bit of a, that's why I'm looking funny. I feel like there's a little bit of a, almost like a burr right on the tip. Like if I might just need to, it needs to be sharpened anyways. So I'm sure that'll go away. But again, that's not me fussing. I'm just talking at this point. So, needs a little bit of oil. But very cool. So Tim, appreciate that, bud. Y'all make sure y'all check out his channel if you haven't already. He has passed 100 subscribers last week. So very, very happy for him doing that. I believe he's a veteran, Army. I believe he lives near an Army base, I know. But very good guy, got some good videos. He's got good taste in knives. And I'll make sure I link him in the video, in the description. And then Friday, my son texted me 2 pictures, and I was not expecting a package at all. I hadn't bought nothing else. Well, I had one thing coming that I already bought, but it wasn't expected to be here. So he sent me 2 pictures, and the first one, it said, "To me and my wife," had Brian and Jessica Hembry and our address. I'm like, that's a big box. And then I look at the return address, and I'm like, that name sounds familiar. And so I went through my email. I was like, oh, okay. So I had seen a knife at an antique store some months back, and this gentleman had emailed me, said, "Hey, would you pick that up for me if I sent you the money for it?" And I'm like, yeah, sure. No problem, because I wasn't going to get it. It was a little Buck 305X, I believe. It was like a clip point blade and a pair of scissors. Pretty cool little. Now I wish I'd had it, because I'd looked at it for months, just because I'm wanting to get some of them black bucks now. That same antique store has a little 303 right now. Anyways, so this gentleman, I didn't ask his permission to give his name out, so he sent me a box as a thank you. But I'm gonna put a picture up here. Look at how this box got here. Yeah, so my son went to pick up the box and went, ow, okay, that was real, that wasn't fake. I just cut myself. So it did it again. It did. Dang, I just cut myself. Just got stabbed. So probably the same blade. That's the way it did the other day. So my son went to pick it up, and as he went to hit his hands on it, he saw it. Thankfully he didn't get cut like I just did. But that's my fault. So what knife is that? That one. Okay. Well, we'll pull out the Instigator first. So I said I didn't ask if I could get this guy's name, but I guess he's been a subscriber for a while. At least I assume so, since he's saw that, and he said he just wanted to thank me for sending him that knife. I was like, buddy, that's fine. I mean, you paid for it, you asked for it. I wasn't gonna get it. It's fine. So, but buddy, you know who you are. So thank you very much. Look at that. Isn't that funny? See it right there? Right in dead center screen. So this is the culprit. So this is a Schrade Old Timer 147 OT. Look at this big old fillet knife. Or boning knife? I don't know. But that is cool as crap. Didn't even know they made this. So not the original sheath, I assume, because I don't see Old Timer or Schrade or anything on it. It's just a nylon sheath. And that's what had happened. It's so pointy it had worked through the end. So now I will look for a sheath for this. But he sent a bunch of stuff, so it's gonna take me a few minutes. I mean, you can see how big the box is. Shipping label says 5.5, almost 5.5 pounds. So we got a flashlight. This is a Duracell. Now this is old school. It's a C battery, I think, but it's LED, I think. Yeah, they're LEDs. So that's cool. It's rubber and plastic, so that'd be a good big one to have. Probably put that by the door, like the back door leading out when my wife goes to the garden and stuff. So very, very cool. Let me lubricate my mouth, please. For the gentleman who has told me a couple times to have a fan blowing at my face, brother, I got one. We're gonna try this, see if it helps my yawning any. I've already had to fight back one, but so this sheath says Sharp. It's an old Sharp sheath, which I'm assuming for the same type of knife, same style. But this is a Schrade 158 OT USA. Now it's been used, but very, very cool. Oh yeah, he said that some knives he had picked up on his knife hunts. So I mean, buddy, I really appreciate it. I didn't have one of these. Actually, the only Schrade I have for a fixed blade is a Salty Sharp Finger. So that is very cool. Look at it. You can see how floppy that is. That is an old Sharp sheath made in Taiwan. So very cool. And this fits in there just perfectly. So let me put that back. And then we got this fixed blade here. We got, looks like an elk. Could be a whitetail. It's hard to tell. No other markings on the sheath. The blade is one of the Humvees, which I didn't know they did fixed blades. I thought they only did folders. I'm not sure. Says Humvee there, and then Humvee down at the bottom right there. So very cool, very nice. That'd be a good size EDC. It could be. So we got that. Got several fixed blades. This in a thick leather sheath. We got the belt loop riveted on the back. Got the crossover. I call it a crossover. I don't know. Crossover snap. It's like a Cordova brown or burgundy type leather. And there are no markings on this that I have found. Looks like it might have been burned a little right there. But very, very nice fixed blade. Be curious to see what kind of an edge it'll take. It looks to be a high quality sheath. I mean, it's got a thick welt in it. So, very nice. It's got the little patterns on the front. I don't know if that's going to show. There we go. I don't know what you call those. Almost like scalloped things. And then another fixed blade. This is a Western 966 fillet boning knife. You'll have to correct me on that. I'm not sure exactly. I know it's one of the two. I'm 99% positive it's either fillet or boning. But this is Western Coleman. I don't know if you can see that on the handle there. That is cool. So I've never seen a Western Coleman in person. I've seen Knife Doctor and different ones get them. I'd love to grab one of the folders So very, very cool. Definitely holding on to that bad boy. And this is just a beast. I brought that up too quick, didn't I? It's an old timer. Old school green rubber. Y'all look at that. Look at that blade. That is a big old blade. This is the 47 OT, half serrated, USA, stainless, with the liner lock. Y'all, that's an HT, that's a big one, brother. That is cool. Never seen one of these. Happy to have it. Very, very happy to have that in my collection. Pile, collection, gathering, whatever you want to call it. Let's see here. We got a Rough Rider. I've never seen one of the modern ones. Yeah, true. Never seen one of the modern ones. I almost said yes, I did a Blaze Show, but that was Rosecraft. I had a brain fart. So it comes in a little nylon sheath case, which I think is very cool. Now, I don't know if Rough Rider does this or he just threw this in here or somebody else threw it in here, but it's a penny with a cross taken out of it. That is so cool. But this is the little folder from Rough Rider. Go Dogs. Got half stops. Strong lockup. Sorry. So long nail nick, finger pull, lanyard hole. Very cool. Black on the. They're not bolsters, but they got it makes it look like a bolster. Appears to be sharp, but I hate to try to cut something with it and look like an idiot, so I won't. So that was very cool. First Rough Rider modern. Uno momento. We got an Uncle Henry in the box. Got a Stockman here. And this one, 0124. Oh, 897 UH. It's salty. Sharp, boy. Y'all know salt don't bother me. I salt and pepper everything before I taste it. It annoys my wife, I tell you. It's like, it's not that I don't have confidence in what you're doing. It's just very rarely do I have anything that is so salty that I say it couldn't use more salt. It's rare. I have had it, but it's rare. All right. I was tickled about this one. This is the Pioneer, the 223 OT. So we got a 7-inch overall length folding hunter with a liner lock. No joke. I was at Friday. I was out in Madison, Georgia, seeing a customer, and as I left there, I pulled into an old school hardware store. Y'all, this place didn't have hardly any lights in it. It was so old. And they had knives on the wall. So they had some of these hanging up. I literally looked at one of these, 28 bucks, I think is what they had on it. And then they had in a little bitty brown wooden glass case, some Frost and Steel Warrior knives. Same one I just toted yesterday. I toted this yesterday for Saturday Stagger Day for HT. Same one was in there yesterday. Great knife, by the way. Anyways, I like that. Again, we got that old timer saw cut Delrin. Now, it's not the same color as the old ones. It is a little different. Well, not by much. Just I guess the light part up here is darker on the old ones. But very, very cool. Has that big, obviously haven't took it out of the box yet, but it's got that big old timer badge. I like the original Old American badge better. I do. But I'm tickled to have that. Oh, I didn't even realize it's got a thumb stud on that there Fulton Hunter. I like that. Very cool. Got a little Olight. This is the i3E EOS. Sorry, I didn't give a warning. I've got a coworker who can't do the strobing stuff, so on my one video the other day I had mentioned, I tagged it that way. So I want to try not to do that when I do flashlights and stuff. Don't want to cause any issues. This is a pretty knife. Little Imperial mini trapper. I don't know if the camera will do that. I don't know if like Coralon. I don't know what that's called. But it's almost translucent. You can see the different colors in it. Real pretty. I hadn't never seen one of these. And then it's got that etching on the blade. So very cool. Y'all know I love my trappers and my mini trappers. So this one says 811, call before you dig. It actually says, know what's below, call before you dig. Reminds me of that joke. They say if somebody breaks in your house and you have to pew pew, what number do you call? 811? Don't you mean 911? No, 811. Yeah. We got a challenge coin. This is for the Nashville Department of Transportation. So we got looks like one of the, what is it called, like NFPA stickers, NFPA decals or something like that. They have to put them on things that are flammable and different kind of chemicals and stuff. That's pretty cool. Hazardous Materials Emergency Responder. It's right there. Learn how to read, Bubba. Hazardous Materials Emergency Responder. So very cool. Very, very cool. And we got a little Barlow. White handle Barlow. This one will clean up nice. This is a Colonial. So obviously no way to date it. But y'all, I mean, it's all there. It just needs to be cleaned. The tip is doggone it. The tip is a little, maybe, a little rounded. Yeah, or maybe it was broken just a touch. But it's basically mint. So that'll be a good little user. It's got good walk and talk, good snap. And then this one, little bar, this says New Holland on it. And this one is a Cutmaster, Utica, New York. So this one is getting shipped to somebody, because I had already told them as soon as I got a USA Cutmaster, it was coming their way. It ain't perfect, but I know that brother can clean her up and make her good. So we got Barlow on the back, on the pile side, New Holland on the front side. And I mean, all the handles are plastic, but it's all there. It's a little beat up right there. You can see how that's worn, but I think he'll like it. So I'll get that out to him in the next few days, week. Who knows with my work schedule. But that is, when I say everything, I'm not putting that lightly. That's everything. That's a lot, y'all. That's the biggest mail call number of items I've had, I think, outside of, no, even when I bought a lot of knives, as in a lot, from one seller. I don't think it was that many knives. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 knives, a challenge coin, and a flashlight, y'all. That is nuts. So, brother, thank you very much. God bless you. You didn't have to do it, but it is greatly appreciated. I'm very happy to have it. Very happy to be able to pass along that Cutmaster to somebody who will really appreciate it, I'm sure. So thank you very much. Really didn't expect it. And especially, I hadn't talked to him since I looked back at my email, February. and just hit me up out of the blue. So, and he sent a nice note, but I'm not gonna, go through reading all that. But there are good people in this community for sure. And we had a good sale for Brother Cornbread the other night on that auction. Brother Dwayne has posts up about that, so feel free to go check those out. But that's going to be it for this video. Just wanted to do those 2 mail calls. And, excuse me. Almost made it. Doggone it. Almost made it. 25 minutes. Almost made it. Maybe it's just not meant to be. Or maybe I need to tilt the fan up a little bit so it's blowing right in my nose and my mouth. I do have an appointment Tuesday with a sleep specialist, a pulmonologist. They weren't going to be able to get me in till August sometime, but they had a cancellation. Well, the doctor was going to be out of town that day, so they offered me a much sooner date, so I jumped on it. So I'm hoping that'll help me sleep. Who knows, maybe that'll help some other things too. So yeah, that'll be it for this video though. Y'all have a blessed rest of your weekend. Enjoy the short week, July 4th this week, honoring our nation's, let's see, 1776 is 24 years, 1819, 224, 249 years, if math serves me right. Yes, 249 years. Isn't that amazing? This country is so young in the grand scheme of things. Yeah. Proud to be an American, though. I don't agree with everything. I'm still proud to be an American. Y'all have a blessed one. Love you. God bless you. Remember to do something kind for someone else. It goes a mighty long way. Till next time, I'm Bubba.
There was a time when service was a way of life, when it was time to help when your fellow man was met with strife. Serving our country and flying the red, white, and blue. For many generations in my family has rang true. Answering the call, no matter the job, loading up the chamber, sharpening the blades, making sure the light of peace will never fade. God, family, and country are what I serve. I know I've been blessed with more than I deserve, and that's why I hold my head high. That's why I keep my blade sharp. That's why I keep the steel at my side, to protect what so many take to heart, and what some have to hide. Freedom isn't free. Sometimes there needs to be a battle for there to be peace. Keep them loaded, keep them sharp, keep your faith close to your heart. Answering the call, no matter the job, loading up the chambers, sharpening the blades, making sure the light of peace will never fade. God, family, and country are what I serve. I know I've been blessed with more than I deserve, and that's why I hold my head high. That's why I keep my blade sharp. That's why I keep the steel at my side, to protect what so many take to heart, and what some have to hide. Keep a sharp mind, keep a sharp blade, keep one in the chamber. After all, that's how this country was made.